Hello, hello, my loves. We are going to be talking about my crystals. I'm going to give you guys a quick little look at the crystals throughout my home, the crystals in my collection, and we're going to talk about it just for a little bit. So, I have quite a few crystals in my collection. I have, they're all over the house. I start just collecting pieces for different specific reasons. When I first started to crystal collect, I was mainly just doing it for I wanted the crystal. Like there was specific ones that I was really drawn to, like aquamarines and clear quartz. And so you'll kind of see as I show you guys footage here and there of my crystal collection, you'll kind of see what is really my favorites. You guys will see what are my favorites. And I have to say, even just by me going through my house, clear quartz is probably my number one crystal that I own. And I love it. And I don't think I ever get tired of it. So I'm not really sure how I want to do this video. There was a viewer that asked to see my collection, and you guys have seen like little bits and pieces of, new crystals that I added to the collection or little hauls that I would film. I have too many to get to every single one, so I've kind of just did little mini videos throughout my home so that you guys can kind of see what I have. So I'll just kind of post the videos here and there, and I'll pop up little text because I did not talk because like I said, my husband's sleeping and I don't want to disrupt him. So I'll put in little text to kind of tell you where in the house you're looking at or what exactly it is. I know just by thinking about it, I still have some crystals that I even keep outside that I did not film. I have more in my bedroom, especially in my bedside table, that I did not film because my husband's sleeping right now, so I don't want to interrupt him. But yeah, so let's talk about crystals. When I first started to buy crystals, like I said, I was doing it because I liked them. I was buying amethyst and aquamarine and clear quartz. And it got to a point where I was starting to learn about the crystal properties. I like to kind of do Google searches or I have books. This is one of my favorite crystal books. And what I like to do is just kind of purchase the crystal first and then I look it up after. Just kind of see where my body, where my spirit, where my energy is, what crystal am I being drawn to and why. And so I'll read about it and it's always spot on. Up to like even specific little details about that specific crystal. It wasn't until I got my own place, when I moved into our apartment, when we got our apartment, I did kind of buy some bigger pieces, but it wasn't until I moved into this house that I really started to buy the larger pieces of crystal, and I think it's because I have the space now for them. So here in my spirit room, this is my, it's one of the bedrooms in our house that is dedicated 100% to my work. So this is where I come when I want to do readings, or this is where I come for meditation, or this is where I come to just spend time with spirit, with myself, to journal, to just be, quiet time, right? It's alone time. And so this is the room that is heavily saturated with most of my crystals. And I do buy them specifically for reasons. Like every crystal has a purpose for the most part. So I want to talk about my portal because I feel like that is the most prominent space in this room. And it's right over there. You could see her with the salt lamp on. I have a selenite salt lamp right over there in the corner of the room. That is my crystal portal. So I'm going to pop in some footage so you guys can see her up close. That is my crystal portal. So what do I mean by a portal? I took a mediumship development boot camp, sort of pretty much a boot camp. She called it a boot camp. And it was for about 4 to 6 months. One of her exercises was to dedicate a space in your home for your mediumship work. And so mine literally, I had to have it in this reading space, but I wanted a specific space. So I designated the corner, and it's the back corner because when I'm connecting with energy, with people, with spirit, if loved ones in spirit come through, I always feel them entering behind me. And so I wanted a space that I could designate so spirit knows, okay, if we're working together, this is where you're coming through and this is where you're exiting when I close my space. You guys ever wonder when I open space, I always light a candle. It's part of the way that I designate that boundary with spirit. They know when I say my little prayer, when I light a candle, we're ready to go. When I blow this out, they got to exit out the portal and we're done for, we're done. In my portal space, I do keep a Isis statue. I have been working with Isis for the last couple of months. I would probably say she started to really step into my awareness in January. I think it was January. I did a video about it. Whenever that video came out was when Isis started to pop into my world. So I keep an Isis statue there, and that she's actually a new one. My husband bought her for me for our anniversary. It was a surprise, so that was really sweet of him. And I also keep my little, I have a little white bird. If you saw that in the video, that is actually my brother's ashes. So I keep him there because it's spirit work, and I just feel like I love knowing that my brother is around me in this space. It's peaceful. I also have 3 large clear quartz crystals. So those are actually, I just acquired those probably all within the last year and a half. And it's from a crystal seller that sells a lot of wholesale pieces, and he's really amazing. He goes by Moonstar and Gems on Instagram, and those chunkers, he did discounts for me, and they were still pricey, but like you would probably find them triple the price at a crystal shop. So I was very fortunate. The other space in my room is over here. So you'll see behind me, I kind of have like a little shelf with my little blue cat. I will pop in the footage there so you guys can see that. That is where I keep a couple other large pieces of crystals that I have. I have like a big cluster of amethyst. I have a beautiful smoky quartz with like citrine and tourmaline embedded in it with some lepidolite. I have a large clear quartz generator just like this one. It's her twin. It's on that table as well. Buddha's there. I also have a bowl. You'll see in the video, like there's a bowl of a bunch of like little tumbled crystals. that is where I keep all of my most, not rare, but like just my random but most beautiful and coveted tumbled crystals. I keep them all in that bowl. Those are crystals I pull out for grids or for my own personal meditation work. And I keep them all there. So the other main part in my spirit room, you will see in the footage, I'll pop it in, are the shelves. So I do have shelves on my wall. I also have my dresser space, which I will also pop in that footage. The dresser space is where I hold all of my tarot and oracle decks. All my whole collection is in there. I keep a tray, like this really cute. My husband bought it for me. It has like the moon phases on it, but you can't see it because it has crystals all over it. But it's this like plate, this platter, and I keep all of my small towers. So they're like little quartz towers, kind of like this. I keep them all in that plate. And those are actually the towers that I specifically use for candle and healing intentions. So, um, this is kind of when I started to really be very specific about what I'm using the crystals for. And I have to say, when I started to kind of change the way I would buy my crystals, it kind of helped me not go as overboard and be like crazy. So I do buy crystals now for specific reasons. The last footage I'll show is the footage of my desk space, which is a kind of a mess, so please forgive me. But my desk space has, I have another salt lamp light. I have my other salt lamp light. I love salt lamps, they're so relaxing to me. I have lots of, you will see it in the video, but I have lots of quartz towers and generators. This is Citrine. She's actually she's like raw here and then polished on this side. I have a lot of these clear quartz or citrine towers. They're probably my most favorite. I love them. I have them everywhere. I have some in my bathtub, which I'm in the process of actually trying to like make it look really nice. So I didn't show that footage for you guys. These are probably my most favorite. Like any kind of polished clear quartz like this, I freaking love. I am so obsessed. I can never have too much of these, but I find these to be so like they just generate love and joy and whatever intention you put into them. So I always keep these big mamas like on the desk. I have them kind of outlined along the back of her where it faces my windows. It just really creates this gorgeous magnetized energy. I also have specific crystals that are like one of a kind. So, for example, I have some of these like smaller ones. You will notice in some of the footage, there are portals within the crystals. So, if you ever find a crystal that has like a hole that you could see through, I call those portals. And so I find these to be very high vibrational. I find these to be perfect to use as intentions for connecting with spirit, connecting with your loved ones, connecting with guides. So I keep one of these portals here on the table. This one was in a Crystal Live sale. She's just a clear quartz cluster, right? But when this is from Moonstar and Gems, when he was showing this baby off, he goes like this. And I saw the portal. There's two of them. So she literally has two portals right there. And she's freaking gorgeous. And I was like, that sold me. I just felt like she is so angelic and so like high vibrational and so one of a kind. That was a selling point for me. I'm also a sucker for pyramids. So if you saw in my the footage where I put of my portal, I do have little baby pyramids. I have also larger ones. This is a citrine, smoky citrine pyramid. I keep this one next to my Sekhmet. Powerful. She literally is currently charging an intention for me. So freaking love pyramids. Like I like a lot of, what word am I looking for? I like a lot of, figurines, like, you know, animals like on my shelves. I have a whale tail. I have a whale carving. I have like a butterfly. I have a little Labrador dragonfly. So I like crystal carvings of animals. I have a lot of whales. I have dolphins. They're over there. I have a yoni. I have a yoni crystal carving. So I like crystal carvings, like specifics. But I use them specific for intention work. My healing crystals. Okay, so here's another category of crystals that I use specifically just for healings. So if you didn't know this about me, I do offer body and spirit healing sessions. It is a one-on-one live session. It's done on Zoom, where half of it is a reading and then the other half is a guided meditation / energy healing. I also offer it in video reading format. So if you are shy, I do a video reading. It is a distance healing that you could replay and watch whenever you're comfortable. But I do those healings and I only use specific crystals for those healings. And they are right here. I keep them in this crystal little contraption that I got from my step grandma when she passed. And I keep all of my tumbled, and like I have a lot of hearts, like little heart-shaped crystals, coral, some fossils, just some randoms. I also have some chakra crystals. So I keep them all in here, and these are the ones that I use when I do energy healing. So there's no other crystals that I use except for what's in here. And I like to designate crystals for that purpose. Because it keeps me from buying more when I don't need to, but also it keeps me organized. It's just kind of like the energy is very specific for those crystals, and that is all I want to use them for. Nobody else touches them, only me. So I have crystals for healings. I also have crystals for readings. I usually have some kind of Lemurian. Lemurian to me is very high vibrational, so I'll have a Lemurian. Sometimes I like to have palm stones so I could ground. But I have a chunky black tourmaline that I love to keep on the table when I'm doing readings because it is absorbs negative energy and all of that good stuff. So I have that. I also have my crystals that I designate for candle intentions. I keep them in this bowl. They are pretty much like high vibrational stones or stones that I just like to use specific for like wishes, intentions, protection, banishing, like whatever the case. So I have a lot of like quartz points like this because I love to like put these out around the candle, like to display them. So I have a lot of those. My little Buddha heads. Here are some more carvings that I love. clear quartz Buddha heads. Oh, I love these for candle intentions. I love using moldavite for like high vibration or like connection. I have I've been like obsessed with this lately. It's Libyan desert glass, which is just as high vibration as moldavite. It's insane. I just keep them all in a little bowl. It just makes it easy and to keep it organized, so I know where everything's at. I also saw, I don't know if you guys saw this in the table, but I do have my calming crystals, I like to call. So aquamarine and oh my gosh, I can't think of this name right now. Okay, Larimar. I'm telling you, I have so many crystals here. It's just, it's like energy overload. Larimar. So I love Larimar and especially aquamarine. This is a water etched aquamarine, so it's a little bit more rare. But I love aquamarine and Larimar for calming anxiety, like calming stress. These are stress reliever crystals. They also work with the throat chakra. They just work with calming you and helping you to not project, but like to, to get out what you need to say. I usually have these specific for when I'm doing my spirit moon meetings. Or when I'm doing like a live, Instagram live, or filming a YouTube video. I do get stage fright. It might not look like it when I'm in my videos, but I do get very nervous. I'm a very shy person until I am comfortable. And then once I'm comfortable, then I'm like way more open and just weird. But it takes me a while to get into that space. So when I know I'm about to film, I have to take a couple deep breaths, or especially when I go on live, I have to like pep talk myself because I do get very nervous. I also have a turquoise, a Sleeping Beauty turquoise, and it's for the same specific reasons, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the color itself is so relaxing. So I have a whole bunch of quartz on the table. It's just like a table of clear quartz and all that kind of stuff. But to have the blue, like this relaxing blue color on the table to look at, to me is very soothing. It reminds me of the ocean. It just puts me in that relaxing space. So I do like to have some of those kind of pop out every once in a while. Or I will specifically grab it and put it on the table so that it is within reach for me to grab when I need it. Oh, I have a couple spheres. Let me show you guys those. I'm not normally attracted to spheres, but there's something about a sphere with a rainbow inside of it. This one has a huge rainbow, and it's probably not gonna be able to see it because it's the wrong lighting, but she's got a big rainbow right here. And I just like, I don't know. I never was attracted to these, but there's just something about them, and I actually own quite a few. Here's an amethyst one. She's so dark, like a berry. She's so beautiful. So sometimes spheres are really good for like when you're meditating and you're just kind of gazing into it and you just get lost in all of its beauty. I have a couple spheres up on my shelves, and then I have some in my bedroom bedside table, which I wish I could show you guys. They're smaller, like they're littler ones, but the rainbows in them are insane. Why some of these crystals call to me? Like, why do you have so many quartz, Well, sometimes it's the actual inclusions within the crystal that call to me. So like, for example, this one has so many rainbows, even though it's not the best lighting. She's got hella rainbow, you could kind of see. That's what calls to me. I love crystals with rainbow inclusions. I love crystals with imperfections, crack, or she's just kind of weird looking. I'm really drawn to those. I'm also drawn to crystals with a lot of just inclusions. Like some people like quartz that is just really like completely clear. I like quartz with a lot of inclusions and just weird things. I also have manifestors. I have quartz with record keepers. I have quartz with I have a lot of different shit, you guys. And I should do a video, a separate video, not in this, but a separate video where I talk about just all of like the different things that you can find within your crystal. I have a couple pieces that are so freaking magical. So I will gather them up and show you guys, but that is a different video because this will take too long. But I also like polished stones. So I do have a lot of polish. This is a polished citrine, but she's a free form, meaning she's her natural form, like the shape she was in. They just polished her to make her shiny and beautiful. I like a lot of raw crystals. Like I have a lot of the raw stuff, the big chunky ones. And I just like crystals that are just different, you know. This is an celestial with inclusions and rutile. So I don't know. It just depends on what it is, how it attracts me. Like I may pick up a crystal and not know anything about it, and I will buy it because it's just calling to me, and then I do my research later. This one, you have all these little quartz wands, I guess you could call them. To me, this looks like a hand. It literally looked like a hand when I was seeing it on the Crystal Live sale, and that's why I picked her up. But she's got all of these gorgeous inclusions and just, oh my God, like a one of a kind. So it's stuff like that. Here's another quartz. It's actually a citrine with green tourmaline. Where on earth do you see these? You know what I mean? So sometimes I buy it because I know it's rare. Sometimes I buy it because it's just different and you're never going to see something like this and it just calls to me. Sometimes I buy it because I'm looking for that specific kind of crystal. So I'll do that intentionally with like moldavite, right? I'm so attracted to moldavite. At one point I was buying it like crazy. So I have a couple pieces of moldavite. And so I'm really like specific about that, you know. A lot of my crystals that I get, I either meditate with them, healing work. They're on my desk. They have a purpose. But yeah, I don't know. I go crystal crazy. I am at the point though right now where I'm pretty satisfied with my collection, to be honest. Like I really don't need anything else. If anything, like I'm still looking for larger pieces to be statement pieces for the home. But as far as like wanting any specific crystals, I'm pretty satisfied. So I feel like my crystal collecting has kind of slowed down a lot unless it's something that is just truly calling to me or one of a kind. I'm pretty good with my crystals right now, but I just wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to just kind of talk about it a little bit. I know a lot of you guys, like to see the crystal hauls and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a fun video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, having a little tour of my space and seeing what I have. But yeah, that is my space. That is my crystal collection, a very rough look at the crystal collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite crystal? What crystal do you collect? Any crystals? Do you own any rare crystals? And if you have any video ideas or anything else that you would like to see me film, talk about, share about, let me know, because I'm always looking for video ideas. I keep a list on my phone. I will talk to you guys in my next video, hopefully very soon. But until then, follow me, keep up with me, book a reading with me, or whatever it is that you like to do. And I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye, my loves. Take care.